All right, so I'm going to show you the very basics of creating a blog post. First, you're going to go to your WordPress login URL, which is your domain /wp-admin. And when you're at the login page, you will enter your username and your password. And you will be at the WordPress dashboard. Now you've got a couple of things over here on the left-hand side. The section that we're concerned with is posts. The posts tool lets you manage your blog post. And if we click the posts top level link or the all posts link, it will bring us to this screen, which shows us all of our blog posts. Okay? So what we want to do to add a new post is click add new. And we can ignore that pop-up. So this is the standard WordPress blog post screen. It says add new post and enter title here. This top field is for the blog post title. This is where you enter your title. The title will display in certain places around your site. If I go to this site and go to the blog archive, you can see the name of the blog post shows up. Shows up in the listing of blog posts, and it shows up at the top of the blog post individual page. You know, where these fields show up on your site really completely depends on your template. Anyway, so that's the title. The permalink is the URL that visitors will use to visit your blog post. It will automatically create one based on the title, and you can edit that by clicking the edit button and modifying it. So down below it is the WordPress editor. Now this is the standard editor, and we have things that we're used to in a word processing environment, such as different text types, paragraph, 6 levels of headings, pre-formatted text, bold, italics, bulleted list, numbered list, quotations, alignment, adding and removing links. This is the insert read more feature. You probably won't use that. You shouldn't use it generally. If you click toggle toolbar, this opens up even more options such as strike through, horizontal lines, changing text color, and more. This particular theme that's used on this website adds a couple new elements. Since we don't use those generally, I'm not going to go over that. On this site, we also have something called the Advanced Layout Editor. For blog posts, I don't recommend using that, so we're going to ignore that. Add media can be used to upload images and insert them into your posts. Add form allows you to add forms that we've created on the site into the post. We generally won't use that in a blog post. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So anyway, this is where you would type the body of your blog post. Obviously, I'm just typing some sample stuff in here. For most blog posts, you want to write a minimum of 1,500 words. That's a good amount of content for any blog post. You know, it's up to you how much or how little you want to write, but generally, if you're blogging from with a desire to improve your search engine ranking, Google looks at a page with less than 1,500 words and kind of thinks the content is a little bit thin, so it may not reward that page. So this is where you would enter your blog content. If you're good with HTML, you can also edit it in HTML mode by clicking text and typing your HTML content. But generally, for most of my users, they're going to stick to the visual WordPress editor. All right, so going down the page, we have something called Yoast SEO. This is a tool that we use for search engine optimization on a lot of WordPress sites. If we click the snippet preview, we get some more fields where we can customize the SEO title. That's the title that actually shows up in search results on Google, on Bing. And if we want to optimize it, let's say we are blogging about leadership conferences that Kaz Russell has attended. Maybe we could type in leadership conferences, and this takes a couple of variables if you want to use them. Sep puts the separator in. Site name will put in the name of the website. Title puts in the blog post title that you entered above. Generally, you can leave this alone if you are happy with the title of your blog post as is. The meta description is the description that search engines will show under your link in the search results. It's only a suggestion. Google may or may not use it. Usually they will. But as you type, you'll see this indicator bar turn from orange to green and back to orange again. When it's orange, it means you've either typed too much or too little. When it's green, that means you are using the space that Google gives you to its maximum effectiveness, or at least you're using all of the space, I should say. What you want to do when you write a meta description is try and write something that describes the content of the page and pulls the user in and makes them want to click it when they see it in the search results, okay? Down below that is the focus keyword field. This allows you to set a keyword for the blog post. And after you put in a focus keyword, the Yoast SEO tool will actually look at the content of the page and give you advice on how to improve it to maximize readability in this tab and SEO for that keyword in this tab. Okay? For example, it's saying the text contains 0 words. This is far below the recommended minimum of 300 words, etc., etc., etc. Basically, you will just want to look through these and do your best to make all the things light up with green lights. Okay? So on the right-hand side, just going from top to bottom, the publish box allows you to save and preview and publish your blog post. Save draft will save your blog post but not make it public on the site, so you can come back and edit it later and publish it later. Preview lets you view it like your users will see on the front end of the website. You can change the status manually by clicking edit and choosing pending review or draft. Both of them keep the blog post in edit mode on your site, so it's not public. You won't use this a whole lot. Visibility. This allows you to decide who gets to see your post. If it's public, anyone can see it. If it's password protected, people will need to know the password to view the content. If it's private, they actually need to be logged into your website. You won't use this often. I use private pages on my website for basically tools that I've built for my business that only I should be able to access. Publish immediately. You can click that and you can actually schedule a time when this post becomes live. This is useful if you want to queue up a bunch of content for publishing later. That way, if you can schedule a bunch of blog posts and have them like slow drip to your audience rather than you having to go in there and write a blog post every week. You could write 5 blog posts on the first day of the month and then have them slow drip to your users over the month. Below this is a summary of the readability and SEO from the Yoast SEO box. We already showed you that. Move to trash is, well, it deletes the blog post. Publish makes it live on your website. The format option isn't something I use a whole lot, but you can choose different formats for the blog post, and this may modify the way it appears on the live page. Really all depends on your theme and how it supports this. Categories. You can use categories to organize your blog posts. Now, you don't want a lot of categories. You want to kind of think of the main topics of your website and maybe model those main topics in your categories. Think about what you plan to blog about and kind of set up your category hierarchy based on that. Tags are another way of organizing your blog posts. You do not want to duplicate your category structure with tags. For example, I've got leadership up here, so I don't want to create a leadership tag. Instead, I might want to add tags for some of the more targeted keywords in this blog post. Let's say I'm blogging about a leadership conference in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Maybe I would type Harrisburg. Maybe it's a conference for, I don't know, senators at the Capitol. So you could add your tags and then click add. And again, this is just another way to organize your content. When people view your blog post page, they will see the categories and tags associated with the blog post, and they can use that to find other content they may be interested in. SEO redirection premium, you don't need to worry about that. That's a tool that we can use if you delete content to redirect the URL to a new page. Layout, you don't need to worry about. This is specific to the template being used on the site, and generally you're not going to want to change that for your blog posts. Finally, the featured image. You can upload or select an image to associate with this blog post, and it will show up. Well, I'll just show you an example here. We'll select an image, click Set Featured Image, and now when I preview this page, we see the featured image at the top. Okay? And we can also see those tags that I set up. Pretty cool. Also, when you set a featured image, this is a nice part about it. If I go to the blog archive page, you'll see that the featured image is also used in the search results. So it gives a nice visual display of your blog post when you use the featured image. What else? Oh, there actually is another feature I want to show you that's being hidden right now. If we go up to screen options, we can see tools that are currently being hidden. And the one that I care about is called excerpt. I'm going to click that checkbox, which is going to make the box display. And now I can enter an excerpt. And the excerpt is used in your blog archive to show a summary of the blog post, okay? A lot of times what I do is I will use the same blurb for my meta description and for my excerpt, because basically if it's the proper size for a meta description, it's also a pretty good size to display in your search results on your page. Okay? So that is the basics of writing a blog post. It's all the technical stuff in WordPress you'll need to understand to do it. Mainly, you're going to worry about the title, the content, the category, possibly tags. And if you want to optimize for search engine optimization, you can play with the Yoast SEO box, set the title to something slightly more optimized than the defaults, set a good meta description, and follow the advice that it gives you at the bottom of both the readability and keyword tabs, okay? Well, that's pretty much all there is to it. When you're happy with your blog post, you will click publish and it will be live on your website. There's lots of good information out there on the internet about how to write a good blog post. That's well beyond the scope of this video, but there's lots out there. So get searching and, well, happy blogging. Catch you later.